Howdy. All right, all right, all right. Got my remote. Let's do this, people. Okay, here we go. Let me get into the story here. This is a commentary to my most recent video, which I don't talk in. And I could just leave it and let it stand alone, but there's actually a lot of things I want to talk about. And I didn't want to talk during the video. So I thought I'd do this commentary. I'm trying it out. I'm just playing with the form. You know, I'm not really trying to do the standard YouTube thing here. I'm just trying to do what interests me and what I think's cool. I thought it would be cool to make a little 25-minute film and then do a commentary and talk about it. So that's what we're doing. So let's get into it. This is the camera that I used. Well, we haven't got to the camera yet. I'm all out of order. Here I am driving. For these driving shots, I use this guy, which is it's a little magnetic plate. It's got these 4 magnets, and I stuck this on the hood of my truck. I actually mounted a tripod head on top of here, put my camera on top of that. This is my camera. Let me show you. I'm using it right now to video myself, but this is the camera that I used. Whoop. Sony FX3. Oh, there's the movie. There I am. Look at that. On the iPhone. This is kind of weird and meta, filming myself. There I am in the screen of the Sony FX6. So yeah, I put, and that's a Sigma 85mm art lens. And that's me back there. Hi. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's stupid. I did that and I didn't even hit record. That was so dumb. In the middle of the video, I'm not gonna redo it. This is how much of a dork I am, you guys. I screw up all the time. So anyways, there's my camera. There's the frickin' movie. You know, that's big old dorky me. And yeah, Sony A7, or a FX3. Basically an A7S inside of a different cinema body. You probably know about this. I have these little handles on here that allow me to operate it. Okay, boy, that was a rough start. So I mount my camera on top of this plate, tripod head, put the camera on here, boom, these 4 magnets, goes in the hood of my truck. I have a little safety cable I use. This thing is bomber, it's not coming off, but I do worry about maybe the tripod plate popping loose from the vibration and the camera flying, so then I have a cord. And that allows me to get those tight shots of me driving. I actually shot the whole video with the camera on this thing. So the reason you see a lot of low shots is because I just set this on the ground and the camera's only like, it's only really like 8 or 9 inches off the ground, the lens. So it's right on the ground. But I like that look and it works for this landscape. So that's what I did. And I just drove around for probably about an hour and 45 minutes. And all total I was filming. Came up with about an hour and a half of footage. I originally thought when I was shooting this, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be super long and boring and no one's ever gonna watch it, and I'm gonna make it real time. It's gonna be like an hour and a half long video of me just walking around in the desert and driving, and I'm not gonna cut anything out. But then I put it together and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that would be cool and all, and it's kind of a ballsy cool idea, but I do want people to watch it, and I don't wanna like really be super pretentious and like waste people's time. So I decided to trim it down, and I cut some things, and I cut out a lot of the driving, and I cut out some of the walking, and I just trimmed it up, and I didn't really feel like making it any shorter than 25 minutes. I probably could have made it 15 minutes without too much trouble, but I didn't want to do that. And the truth is, folks, it's like, if I'm gonna keep doing these YouTube videos, this is more the style of what I want to do anyways. This is basically something I've been doing for over a decade, for a long time. Actually, out in this particular spot, I've been driving out there and exploring and taking pictures for a long time. Many, many times I've done this. And I always get something different. Usually I always take a different camera. I've had my Q2 out there. I've had other cameras that I had. I used to have a Nikon DSLR. Shot stuff with like a 70 to 200, real compressed shots of those towers and things. That always looks cool. I took a buddy of mine had an old Canon DSLR, like a 5D Mark II or 3 or something, and he had the filter taken off of the sensor and it was converted into a infrared sensor. And I took that out there one time, one of the first times I ever went out there. So everything's black and white, infrared, super badass. Actually shot in the very same areas. Looks totally different. So, you know, I went out on this day because I knew, I looked at the weather report and there were clouds. It actually had rained in the morning. There was lightning that morning. And that evening the clouds had not burned off. And I'm like, I need to get out there and I need to shoot. And I thought the colors were going to kind of explode. So I went with color film. You know, it's always like black and white or color. Usually you regret it one way or another, depending on which way you go. But you know, that's the choice. And next time it's cloudy, I'm gonna go out there and I'll probably shoot black and white film because that's my real love. Black and white film with like a red filter, crush that blue sky. Ooh, sexy. So here's a driving shot. Yeah, I got the magnet on the hood of the car. Let's look at this. Boop. Yeah, buddy. I don't know. I like this. I think it's cool. Ants. There's a shot of the ants. I photographed a lot of the ants. I got fascinated with the ants. I kept seeing ant hills everywhere, ant holes, and I just, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I did it. They gave me little cutaways and they allowed me to sort of advance the story in a sort of non-linear way. But let's get into the photography and then we'll talk some more details. There's a couple like cool little things that happened here that are not apparent if you are just watching the video. But when we get to those, I want to definitely point them out. The last one was, you know, I'm blabbing away, but we just just photographed that old piano. Dang, I should have talked about that when we were there. But there was that pile of junk and garbage that someone had left, and I walked all through that, and there was, at the end of it, there was this big old piano, and that's what I photographed. There's just piles of junk like that all over out here in the Antelope Valley. Like people drive out there and dump their old furniture and dump their old garbage, and it's just freaking tragic. Like, come on, who is doing that? Those people need to be punched in the side of the head. I'm sorry for advocating for violence, but they're inflicting violence on the environment. They're leaving their detritus and their garbage and their junk in everybody else's natural habitat. And to me, that should be like a jailable offense. If you get caught doing that, I think you should get like 6 months in jail and like a year of community service. Then now you have to, for 20 hours a week, pick up garbage on the side of the road, clean up other people's messes. To me, it's just gross, it's evil, and it's like the people that do that, in my opinion, are the lowest of the low humans. So now you know how I feel. Anyways, had my M6 with the 35 millimeter Voigtlander scope R lens. It's a 2.5. I really love this lens. I love it because, come on, focus. It is so small. Like, look, I take the hood off and look how small that is. It's like, doot, 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 doot. And then you put the little hood on because you get, you know, it'll block flares and you'll see places where I'm shooting and the sun's off to the edge and it just keeps the direct light from hitting the lens. And it looks cool too. I love this little lens. They're really inexpensive. I bought it used on Craigslist. It was brand new, basically. I made a whole video about that, but I have only grown to love this lens more and more and more. So I had that, and then I used a roll of Ektar 100. Now, it was not my first choice. I'm just kind of low on color film, and I wanted a low ISO color film. There's not a lot of options there. I wanted something in the 100 range. I really wanted to shoot Portra 160, and I thought I had a roll in my fridge, and I didn't have any. I only had Portra 800, way too fast. Don't need that. So I did have a roll of Ektar 100, and so that's what we used. Overall, I think I love Ektar. Every time I shoot it, you know, it doesn't have as much latitude as a Portra. It's more contrasty. You got to nail the exposure. It's a little more finicky, but I love the warm red tones, and I just think it actually was the right choice, and it suited this environment really, really nicely. I had the film processed and scanned at Richard's Photo Lab. I'll put a link down below. Look up Richard's Photo Lab. They're one of the top pro labs in the country. And incidentally, they're like 1 mile from my house. And I've never used them because they're kind of pricey. They're more expensive than most. I got high-res scans and had this processed, and it's like 30 bucks. It's 30 bucks. And then if you actually it was only 30 bucks because I got proof prints too, which I haven't picked up yet. They're still at the lab. But I got 4x6 proof prints. I should have had those and had them for this video. That would have been cool. Man, I better talk fast. The sun is setting on this video. Anyways, had it processed and scanned there. Got high-res scans because I wanted to see what they look like. Love the scans from this trip. They just came out looking freaking awesome. Literally 2 days later, I went and bought a scanner, which I haven't even taken out of the box yet, but I'm gonna start scanning all my own film. That's what's coming down the pipe in the future. If I'm gonna be shooting film, I'm gonna have to start bulk loading and processing and scanning it myself. I think I kind of only want to do that from here on out. And plus it's just getting so expensive, it's stupid. So anyways, this is kind of, I'm rambling, I'm all over the place, but I'm realizing, man, this video is going quicker than I wanted. And if you guys have any questions about the video or about anything that I've said here, please leave me a comment later because I want to talk about this more. But this is kind of what I do and what I've been doing for a long, long time before I even had a YouTube channel. Is I just get in my old 4Runner. It is let's talk about my 4Runner. Hello, I'm driving it right now in the video. It is a 98 4Runner. It's actually not even 4-wheel drive. It's a 2-wheel drive 4Runner. I've had it since 2004. I bought it from a friend for like $7,000, and I've had it literally for 18 years now. It has 270,000 miles on it. It's getting a little long in the tooth. It's got some rattles and some shimmies in it, but you know what? The damn thing just keeps on going, and I love it. I love driving it. I think when it does die, oh, here comes a commercial. I think I'll put a commercial at the same time. There's a commercial in the video. Here we go. Let me skip through this. I only put one commercial break in the middle of this video, and I didn't put any non-skippable ads. You have that choice on YouTube to like what kind of ads you want, and so, you know, the more ads you put in the video and the more kinds of you put in, the more money you make, which doesn't really amount to, for me ever, like on a video like this, maybe I'll make a couple bucks. Maybe in the long-term life of it, I'll make 5 or 10 bucks. Who cares? It doesn't even pay for the film. It's not really about that. And I wanted this experience, so I didn't put any overlay ads on it. I didn't put any non-skippable ads. I just put one ad in the middle of it, and I think there's one at the beginning. Anyways, this is what I've been doing for a long time, driving around to places like this. This is what I'm gonna keep doing. And like I said at the beginning, it's kind of the only, when I was doing this the other night, I was like, man, this is the only kind of YouTube video I wanna make. And I actually have. I have so much fun driving around out there and like exploring, and I don't really know where I'm going. I kind of show up. This particular spot where I started filming, it takes me like 45 minutes to get there from my house. I cut through this canyon and I pop out, and I kind of know the general direction, but there's a whole zigzag spider web maze of these little dirt roads out there cutting between these power lines and things like that. And so I just kind of drive. I want to turn here, I want to turn there. What does this look like? I don't really know where I'm going exactly. And I like that. It's the most fun thing for me to do. It is therapeutic. And honestly, I love taking pictures, but I love shooting the video. It's so fun. And then trying to think, okay, I'm gonna stop here, and how can I cover this, and how can I cover it differently than I did maybe the last place I stopped? I'm trying to be creative, trying to shake it up, that kind of thing. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot to bring something that I wanted to show you. I am going to, before we get there, because we're getting into this video, where are we at? We are at 15 minutes and 10 seconds. There's only 10 minutes left in this damn thing. I'm gonna pause this. And I'm gonna pause the video here, and I'm gonna run out to my truck, and I gotta get something and show you. Boop. Okay. And let's fire this back up so we don't waste too much time. I don't want this to be any longer. Here we go. Ants. Yeah, when the time comes, I'll share this with you. But you know, I love driving around out here, doing video, shooting film. Could have brought my Q2 and shot digital and would have got a lot more photos and stuff. It's really wide though. Q2 actually renders this desert landscape and the roads and stuff really nicely, but I just thought, I'll shoot one roll of film. I'm glad I did. Okay, look here. I'm about to get out of the truck. This is part of the story that you won't know about if you're just watching the video, but the reason I'm doing this commentary, one of the reasons, look in front of me on the right side of the frame, you can see really small on the horizon, there's a little structure, and it looks like two structures, okay? What that is it's like a trailer, some kind of like trailer you would haul behind a truck and camp in, like a little Winnebago trailer or something. It's like probably a 15 or 20 foot trailer, and parked next to it, you'd have to really blow up the video and look, but there's like a water truck, a truck with a big water tank on the back. And I saw that out there, and I didn't think much of it. Sometimes you'll see vehicles or people squatting or camping out there. You'll see little trailers, you'll see little shacks. This is, as far as I know, public land. I'm not sure exactly who owns it. I don't think it's privately owned because of the utility towers, but for some reason, authorities and normal people don't come out here, and there's people squatting. Okay, here we go. I should turn up the sound on mine so I can hear it. But I'm about to turn down this road, and I'm about to drive. I'm deciding, should I go left or should I go right? And I decided to go right, which I'm glad I did because I ended up in the right spot for sunset. But I'm going kind of by that structure, that trailer and the water truck, and I didn't know what was about that, but now here, you can't see it on the video, you kind of see it here. I'm looking on my big 4K TV. On the right-hand side of the frame, there was this massive herd of sheep. Now here, there's these sheepdogs. There was 3 of them. They run at me from the trailer as I'm driving by. Now this guy right here, he is getting in front of my tires. You're gonna see him pass by the lens in a minute. There he goes. He came at me barking. You can hear him a little bit on the video if you listen close enough. And he was trying to herd me away from all these sheep. Some dude is camping out there with a trailer and a water truck, and he's got like 100 sheep. And he's got these 3 sheepdogs that are herding the sheep. They didn't want me there. And I looked over and saw some dude come out and standing in the doorway of his trailer. And I was just trying really hard not to run over his freaking sheepdog, because this dog was like coming at me, and it was darting in front of my 4Runner, and I had to slow down, kind of slam on the brakes. You can't really tell in the video, but I was pretty stressed, and I wanted to just speed up and outrun him, but I was afraid I was gonna run him over. And finally, I got far enough away, and he turned around and ran off, and that's when you saw him leave the video. Yeah, that's what happens out there, you know. I'm always kind of have my guard up. I'm always have real good situational awareness. I'm paying attention to what's in the horizon. If I see any other vehicles, if I see any structures, if I see any signs of people. Because you are out here in the middle of nowhere, and you don't know what kind of people are out there. So I'm not paranoid or anything, and I'm not afraid to be out here. And I go out here after dark many times. One of my very first videos was shooting night photos with my Q2, and I was out here somewhere after dark doing that. So I'm not worried about it, but I am paying attention. And I'm watching the signs, and I'm just clocking who's around, what's around, making sure I know what I'm doing, where I need to go if I need to get out of there, that kind of thing. But it's all good, clean fun. I love it out here. I love the landscape. Now here, I love this shot, and the sun was just about setting. This is what I call, when I go out, I call it the quickening, because this is when all of a sudden you realize you have literal minutes and the light's gone. And so you need to make really quick decisions. You need to focus, and you need to just pay attention, because if you screw up, the moment's going to be gone and the day's going to be gone, and you're never going to have this kind of light again. You're never going to be in this place probably. So I call it the quickening in my head. Okay, see me, I picked something up here, and I didn't know what to do with it. I put it in my pocket. What that is I actually photographed it later. I didn't want to photograph it there because the ground was pretty dark and it just wouldn't have been a good photo. So what I did is I walked around a bit, and then I found some light colored sand and I photographed it. You're going to see it in a minute. Oh, I love this shot of the road and the sun on the right. Just came out. There it is. So that's a jawbone. It's this guy. Let's see if the autofocus will pick it up. There it is. So it's this guy. I brought it home. It was actually in my truck in the console. And this is, it's probably a coyote jawbone. It might even be a dog jawbone, but most likely it's pretty small. It's a small dog if it is, but I think it's probably a coyote looking at it. It's got some pretty sharp canine teeth. I'm guessing it's coyote. And this would be the left jawbone. You can tell by the movements. It's broken off up here. You find a lot of bones out there. You'll find deer bones. You'll find cow bones. I bet you there's some people bones out there somewhere. But that's it. I was worried driving around, and I thought that I had gotten myself into a spot where I wasn't going to be able to have a good shot of the sunset and the last light, which is really what I was aiming the whole day for. But then it just, as happenstance would happen, I think I ended up in a pretty cool spot. And I think it was perfect. I think it was just following my nose, using instinct. And I love just sitting back and listening to the wind, listening to the sounds, just watching the light fade. This is literally my favorite thing. I'm probably just going to become a channel now of me just walking around in the desert, taking some pictures, not saying a damn thing. That's probably what it's going to be from now on. So if you don't like that, you should just unfollow now. Actually, more people have been watching this video than I expected. I thought, oh, I don't know, this thing is going to be at the bottom of the heap. And I really expected that. But surprisingly, a fair number of people have been watching it, statistically for my channel anyways. So all of you that did watch it, thank you. I should have put a disclaimer at the beginning and told people to watch it first if they haven't already, but whatever. People are smart enough. I'll put a little, some text or something, I think. I appreciate you guys going on the journey with me and watching this thing twice and listening to this commentary. I don't know. Let me know what you think of this format. I really do want to hear your deep thoughts about these kinds of videos, and then maybe doing like a recap, commentary, BTS type thing later. I think that's a fun format. I kind of dig it. I don't know. I hope you guys dig it too, because spoiler alert, I'm probably going to be doing more of it, because for me, I just realized, kind of had an epiphany out there of like, if I'm going to spend all this time making these videos, this is kind of what I'd rather be doing. So doesn't mean I won't do other things too, but I'll probably do more of this. That's it. You folks that are the diehard subscribers and viewers, I do appreciate the hell out of you guys, and it means a lot to me. Those of you that just come and watch every video, no matter if I'm using my frickin' Q2 or not, that seems to get the most viewers for some reason. That's what the algorithm picks up. But those of you that watch all the videos, thank you so much. It's so cool. I don't know. That's about it. Boy, that went really fast. That went way faster than I thought. yeah, let me know if I missed anything, and have a good weekend. Get out there. Go have an adventure. Go make some art. Go take some pictures. We will see you down the road, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.